Everybody, this is Dan from Christie's RV. Today we're going to be taking a look at this 2020 Jayco Jayflight SLX model 145 RB. I'm going to go over some of the things you need to know once you purchase this unit. So first off, on the front of the unit, this one has an electric tongue jack. So you have your controls, your up and down, and your hitch up light. This unit does have a manual crank in case it doesn't work, so you could get it on or off your vehicle. To do that, you just could turn this top cap off. Then it has a manual crank which is inside the trailer. You'll stick in there and it will then you'll be able to crank it up or down. Behind that, you have your 20-pound propane bottle. To remove the propane bottle, there's a bolt in the front and the back underneath the bottle. You just have to remove those and you can lift it off. You have your battery in a box behind that. On the side of the unit, you have your fresh tank fill. So to fill the fresh tank, just remove the cap, put the hose in, fill it up. Once it's full, it'll start draining underneath the trailer. And you have your city water connection underneath. So if you're just going to hook a hose up, you're going to hook it on there. Underneath the unit on the front corner, there's a white valve. That's your drain for your fresh tank. Your water heater, open it, you just turn the latch and open it up. So in here you have your drain plug. If you're going to remove your drain plug, you need to ensure that there's no pressure in the system. So open up your set of taps inside. It'll bleed the pressure and you can safely remove the plug. One thing to note, the pressure relief valve on these units, it is common for them to drip a little bit. So if you notice a little bit of dripping, it's normal. So to light the hot water heater, you're just going to turn the knob here to pilot. Once you get to pilot, you can push this red button down. So you push the button down, you'll light the pilot. Hold it down for a few seconds, and you release, it should stay on. Once it stays on, you can turn the selector knob to on. So it'll run until it gets to temperature. Now to select the temperature, this front knob, you just select where you want it to be for how hot you want the water to be. Turn it back off, you just turn it back to the off position. Next you have your power cord. So the power cord just pulls in and out. It's approximately 20 feet. The next thing is the vents for the fridge. So you can't impede the airflow in there, so you can't lean anything up against it. Another thing to note, you have this little hose that sticks out. That's for when the fridge defrosts. It will defrost the interior of the fridge out to there. This is your satellite or cable hookup. So if you have either of those at the park, you can hook them on. You have your furnace exhaust. Obviously it will be hot if it's running. Underneath you have the sewer system. So there's a sewer hose in the back bumper. To operate it, you just take the cap off, put the hose on, then you have your two valves. So you have your black valve and your gray valve, which are labeled on the side. So the gray tank is the sink water, black tank is the toilet. So on the door side of the unit, you do have one exterior outlet. So the awning itself, the button is just inside the door. So to open the awning, you're just going to press and hold the out button. So one thing to note with the electric awning is they're not intended to be used if it's heavy winds or heavy rain. So you need to roll it up. I also recommend if you're not going to be at your trailer, you should roll it up as well. So the awning itself has adjustability on both arms to be able to pitch the awning. So you just, if you want to pitch it, whichever way, you just grab the center bar and you pull down on it, which will shorten that arm. You can do one side or both sides, whichever you choose. Before you roll it back up, you just got to push it back up into place. One thing to note with these is because it is a friction fit, over time it may stop holding. So when you pull it down, it kind of comes back up on its own. You just need to tighten up the bolt a little bit after that. So inside the unit, you had your awning switch, and then you have your two light switches, interior lights and exterior light. So on the wall here you have your thermostat. This is your thermostat for your furnace. So to turn it on, there's a on and off switch on the top, turn it to on, and the bottom has a lever to set the temperature. Now the furnace is going to run for 15 to 20 seconds, and then it's going to light. And when it comes either down to temperature or you turn it off, it's going to run for 15 to 20 seconds without the flame running as a safety precaution. You have your stove hood vent, you have a light switch and a fan. To light the stovetop, you just go twist it to light it with a lighter, and then set the temperature which you want. Behind the set of taps in the sink, you have your monitor panel, so you can check your battery level, your fresh tank, your black tank, and your gray tank. And then you also have your water pump switch below that. And you have your GFI receptacle, so this controls any plugs that are in a wet location. So kitchen, bathroom, and exterior. If it's tripped, the little light will come on. To reset it, you just have to press the reset button that's on it. Beside that, you have your booster for your antenna. So if the booster is turned on and the green light's on, it's always going to pull from the antenna and not from the cable outlet on the outside. So to light the fridge, you just have to lift the clear cover, turn it to on. You can choose auto or gas. If you put it on gas only, it'll only run on propane. If it does not light, the little check light here is going to go on. If you're on auto, it's going to run on electricity if it's present. If there is no electricity or the power goes out, it's going to automatically switch and start on propane until power is reintroduced. So your air conditioner has a power button here, and you just set your temperature you want. It also has a remote included. So in the front, by the table, you have your load center underneath here. So this has all your breakers and fuses. They're all labeled for what they do. One thing to note with RV breakers is they do not have a indicator that they're tripped. So if you're having a power related issue, you just need to find the appropriate breaker, turn it off, and then back on again to reset it. So this unit is also equipped for with winterizing bypasses, both on the pump and the water heater. So they're accessed from under the dinette bench seat. So you just take the cover, the cushions off, then the piece of plywood, then it gets you to here. So you got a valve here and a same valve down below. So right now we are in bypass mode. So for summer normal running mode, the valves have to be pointed towards it. Then you also have a valve right here. That's for your water pump. So right now we're drawing from the holding tank. For winterizing purposes, you'll turn it and then it'll draw from this clear hose. The hose will go into your antifreeze jug. The other thing in this compartment, there's these two little valves here. They are your drains for your water lines. So if you want to drain the water lines, you just pull up on those two T valves and it'll drain them. So in the bathroom, you have your toilet. The toilet is the foot flush model. So to flush the toilet, step on it all the way to the floor. To add water just to the bowl, you just partially step on the pedal. So I think that's just about it for this unit. I hope you enjoy it and have a great day.